12. Jack Trice Stadium is the place to be in Ames, Iowa. We've got a fun one. We've got two familiar foes. Put your hands together, everyone. It's the 101st meeting between Kansas and Iowa State. So glad you could join us to spend a part of your Saturday evening with us with my partner, Devin Gardner. I am Eric Collins. Let's start with the Iowa State Cyclones. They came into this year with high hopes. Well, last week, a little bit of reality. They lost on the road against the Baylor Bears, but they still got a chance to run the table because they have one of the best runners in the game in Breece Hall.
Coach Matt Campbell and his staff are very excited to get their All-American back and healthy. He came into this year a little banged up, and last week he had his best showing. When you have a healthy Breece Hall, this is what you get. You get vision, and you get the ability to get to places that other people just can't get to. I mean, look at this. He presses the hole, gets vertical, and gets through there with two unblocked defenders and gets a big game for him against Baylor. And then his patience to find the open seam. Stretches the ball. This is an outside zone. Supposed to go outside, sticks his foot in the ground, sees green grass, gets vertical, and gets there.
Well, for Iowa State, they're not a one-trick pony. They've also got, of course, Brock Purdy, the senior quarterback, starting for the 39th time in his career. Tonight, he should get 10,000 career yards next to his name. All right, let's come your way from Ames, Iowa. We've got the Kansas Jayhawks. We've got the Iowa State Cyclone. It is the 101st meeting between these two schools. FS1 College Football is sponsored by Samsung Galaxy. Happy Saturday night. Game being played in Ames, Iowa. 69 degrees for our kickoff. Got a hint of wind, a little bit of humidity as well. Well, Iowa State for the last 6 seasons had been led by that man, Matt Campbell. Fresh-faced Matt Campbell, still just 41 years of age. 3-time Big 12 Coach of the Year. Good golly, Miss Molly. He'll be matching wits with Lance Leipold, now in his first year with the Kansas program. And all right, the coin has been flipped. Kansas won the toss, and they want to start with the football. All right, let's do it. Both teams trying to get back to winning ways. Kansas 1 win on the year. Iowa State 2 up and 2 down. And we begin in camp. That bean is a string bean, 6'3", 189 pounds. And the Jayhawks start on the ground. Devin Neal right up the gut for a handful. Tackle made by Jake Hummel. That's Lachlan in the game right now in the backfield next to Bean. They give it to him, and Lachlan darts out to the 30. It'll bring up a 3rd down and 5. Well, let's talk about the Iowa State Cyclone defense. There's a bunch of difference makers. There's some guys who can really play.
Yeah, how about Will McDonald, one of the great athletes on that defense, all-state in football, basketball, and track and field in high school, and that's why he's so explosive on that defensive line.
We show you 5 defensive backs. That's what they do. They run a 3-3-5. 3 down linemen most times, 3 backers, and 5 defensive backs. 3rd down play call, and the pass is knocked away from Kwame Lassiter II. So the
defense.
Reese Vernon comes on to punt it away. Jalen Null is going to be back deep to receive. Special teams an important part of today's game, particularly for Iowa State. They have struggled this year on special teams. Fair catch. All right, let's talk about this Purdy quarterback. Brock Purdy approaching 10,000 career yards.
Yeah, we talked in the open about Breece Hall, but we cannot forget Mr. Purdy. Like you said, 10,000 yards, right? That's a milestone that many I play college football, and I did not reach that milestone. And so 4 years as a starter, he's been the model of consistency, and they look forward to him continuing that consistency in this game.
39th start for Brock Purdy. He has got 25 wins, just 13 losses as the starting quarterback with the Cyclones. And they start on the ground with Breece Hall. Why not? This kid's a stud. And Hall rips off a big gainer, a pickup of 18 yards right out of the chute.
Getting movement off the ball.
They give it to Hall again. Hall had a huge game against Kansas last year. Rushed for over 180 yards against his home state team.
Yeah, his best day to this point.
Now this is the offensive lineman in front of Hall doing their work. Nice skill position players as well. pay attention to those tight ends.
Tight ends, they love to use their tight ends, and we're going to have some graphics about how much they like to use those tight ends coming up here soon.
Everyone talks about Charlie Kohler, but it was Chase Allen who had the big game last week in the loss against Baylor. Second down at 7. This time they fake it to Hall. Little dump down. That's Skates. I apologize. Xavier Hutchinson with the catch. And we should mention Kansas is playing without Kenny Logan to begin the game. Logan is one of their difference makers defensively as a safety. Had a targeting call late in the game against Duke last week and will have to sit out the first 30 minutes today. Third down and 4. Purdy in trouble. Going to use his legs. He's got the first down. A lot of different weapons that Iowa State can hurt you with. So it's a pickup of 9. Fresh set of downs. First down and 10, and Iowa State, they're on the move.
It was really cool to see how quickly Purdy gets through his reads, right? 39 starts.
Nothing like experience. Hall uses a block from Purdy, and he's tackled behind the line of scrimmage. So a gain of 2, they're going to call it. Second down and 8. Jyrell Brock comes into the game. So we got a Brock in the backfield. Blitz. Quick out. It's caught. This is Hutchinson. And Hutchinson has a touchdown. Right out of the chute, Iowa State. They put up 6. "36 yards on the pitch and catch." Purdy to Hutchinson.
Timing and ball placement. You're going to get a spray release out right to attack the leverage of the DB. The ball is placed perfectly on the outside shoulder, and he takes that ball and gets in the end zone. The defense isn't bad, but there's no defense for a perfect offense. Very good job by Purdy putting that ball exactly where it needed to be.
And they lead 7-0. Great start for Iowa State on offense. Hutchinson turns the corner. No one's going to catch him down that sideline. All right, Kansas, second time with the football. It's Lachlan in the backfield, and we have a flag, and the ball drops down to the floor. It's picked up by Bean. But
Illegal formation, offense. 5 players in the backfield. The penalties decline. Second down.
Yeah, coaches on both sides of the ball for Kansas, they said we don't have erasers, right? We don't have guys that can help us when we get behind the chains or when we're out of place, and this is not a good start to start the game.
Bean, he's got time. In trouble. Lost it again, and Iowa State has the football. Zach Peterson jumps on the football. It's a turnover, Cyclone ball.
I mean, he has all the time in the world, and he's usually most comfortable here. But this is why they love to keep 2 hands on the ball, because he's running and it goes off of his thigh. I mean, if you...
So not much of a blow for the Iowa State offense, but they don't mind. Point blank range. Ball's on the 24-yard line.
I'd take a shot here. Give it an opportunity.
Purdy keeps it to the edge. Purdy out of bounds at the 10. 14 yards for the senior quarterback. Kyron Johnson ran him out of bounds.
Couple first down.
Hall to the 6.
See the referee standing over the ball. Iowa State substituted, so they allowed Kansas to get the opportunity to do the same. The top of your screen, the receivers start off with leverage.
They fake it to Hall. Purdy. Back in the end zone. Did he? Yes. Touchdown, Charlie Kohler. 6'6", 250 pounds, pays off in the back of the end zone.
Oh, yeah, it's like a big rebound, and he goes up and gets it. And it started with Brock Purdy extending the play, then give it a chance, right? Either your guy gets it or nobody does. And that 6'6" frame goes and snatches it out of the air. I mean, he's one of the only people that could have gotten that ball. There's not a whole bunch of humans with that length that can reach out of bounds to catch the ball and keep a foot in bounds.
Connor Asali. Man, 14 love. Kansas lost the football. Iowa State makes them pay. 2 touchdowns in 6 minutes of game time. Second touchdown of the season for Charlie Kohler, 19th career touchdown. Senior tight end from Norman, Oklahoma. Didn't come to this program with a lot of ballyhoo, but he's going to leave with a ton of accolades. He is an absolute stud. You saw it on that touchdown grab just a moment ago. Trey didn't miss very much. All right, a little bit of a positive right there. Stephen McBride makes the catch, first of the day for him.
Let's start this drive.
And they fake the inside handoff. Bean keeps it himself. And Bean charges forward for a decent gain on first down. Kansas didn't expect to see him. This is Neal. This is another freshman. Devin Neal, the freshman from Lawrence High School in Lawrence, Kansas.
That would be nice.
Pitch and catch out to Lassiter, and I don't know. He caught it right by the sticks, but he's pushed out of bounds. It looked to be short. Go for it on fourth down. Looks like. Bean, Neal. Oh, man. Bad idea. Eric Horn snuffs it out. And Iowa State's got it back on downs. Welcome back, everyone. For Iowa State fans so far here on a Saturday night, this has gone better than a pork tenderloin sandwich or even a Maid-Rite. They're loving it right now. A 14-0 lead and possession of the ball at the 44-yard line. So back-to-back possessions starting on the Kansas 24 and now the Kansas 44. Brock Purdy wants a bunch. Looking for the home run ball. Oh, my goodness. How wide open was Xavier Hutchinson? I'm sorry, Joe Skates. A 44-yard touchdown to Skates. An absolute blitzkrieg right now for Iowa State.
Point back to the All-American running back. You have to try to get your safeties involved, and when you do that, you open up the back end of your defense to plays like that from Skates.
We told third touchdown pass of the quarter for Purdy. Andrew Mevis now using his leg to get the extra point. And look at that score, 21 rip.
He's just going to get straight down the field. You're going to have a safety right here who's going to come down because of the threat of Breece Hall. And he's still looking at him, right? As we speak right now, he's still looking to see if Breece Hall has the ball. And when Breece Hall doesn't have the ball, you got Skates in the end zone. I mean, you've thrown, what, 4 passes? And you have 3 touchdowns? I mean,
yeah, what's the quarterback rating on that?
I mean, can't get much better. I mean, I guess he could, have 4 touchdowns with 4 pass attempts. So, he could be doing better.
Oh, my goodness. 4 for 4, 89 yards, 3 touchdowns. Oh. Fourth possession of the quarter for Kansas. Lachlan darts forward for a gain of a ½ yard. Top 5 in the entire country in a number of categories. Second down and 9. Designed rollout. Bean. Best pass of the day. Caught by Trevor Wilson. First number. Another pitch and catch. This time it's Lassiter. And they're across midfield. A gain of 14 yards. Again, they had that kind of mud huddle. And Now they get into standard formation, and a bobbled snap doesn't mess up the play. Look at Neal. Neal to the edge, down to the 20. Tackle made by Bo Freeler, but a
Bobble snap, you start salivating, and then you miss your assignments.
Laughlin slow through the hole. There is a flag down.
There's no foul. Illegal formation. Second down.
Last 3 plays before that most recent one, pickups of 19, 14, and 21 for Kansas. Nobody home.
But I expect them to try to put him on the move, and if he doesn't get put on the move naturally, he does it within the structure of the play.
They need to get to the 10-yard line. Inside run by Laughlin. Good job of fighting, but just nothing there. Greg Eisworth with the tackle. 34-yarder. Oh, it's blocked at the line.
And it could be returned.
It's loose. This is Eisworth. Eisworth got it coming the other way. He's down to the 32-yard line. So Kansas, they fail in their attempt to get 3, and now it's once again great field position for Iowa State.
Everything that Iowa State wanted to work on from last week, they are doing, and it starts right here on this play with a great special teams play where everybody's getting through, and a number of guys had an opportunity to block that ball, and then it lands in the hands of Greg Eisworth.
I think it was Enyi Uwazurike who got a hand on that.
Let's see.
Hit out of Detroit.
The Detroit native makes a play.
That's what you guys do in Detroit, right?
Absolutely. Southfield High School.
Majoring in block kicks. Once again, unbelievable starting field position for the Cyclones. This is Brees Hall. Rips off 11 yards on first down.
If they don't have some discipline in their rush lanes, he's going to get away again.
Hall puts his foot in the ground. Inside the 10, down to the 7.
He's getting away from him. Right? You have to protect the edge. They have an extremely soft edge, and it's very easy to get the blocks, these advantageous looks that they're giving, but he is absolutely carving up this Kansas defense, and it's because of the way they're aligned, right? Look at up here, right? It's
Hall, very patient. Purdy was out there sticking his nose in there, looking to get a block. Ineffective. Jacoby Bryant. Final $1:15 of our first quarter. It's been all Iowa State. Brock Purdy has not thrown an incompletion here in our first stanza. 4 for 4 with 3 touchdowns. Second down and goal. Purdy, Brock, touchdown. Brock to Brock on that score. It's the 4th touchdown pass of the quarter for Brock Purdy.
wow. I mean, can't start any better, but Brock Purdy, he goes through his read so quickly, right to left, and then he finds his check down who got out because he did need to stand and protect. Very good job. And I'm telling you, you can't say it enough. That's what you get when you get a guy who's played 39 starts. 39 starts. He gets through his reads quickly. He gets through 4 receivers and then gets this check down, and he's wide open to walk in the end zone.
70th career touchdown pass for Purdy. A sally, the extra point, and it's a 28-0 lead for the home team. Iowa State opening up a can here on Kansas in the first quarter.
We should need him.
Do we ever have a kerfluffle? Devin Neal lowers the head. He's been impressive here in the first quarter. Neal makes the first man miss. Woo! Look at that little Zuzu in the hole. This kid's been impressive. And that will do it for our first quarter of play. Iowa State, man, some haymakers here in the first 15 minutes. 4 touchdown passes. They lead Kansas 28-0. quarter for Matt Campbell and Iowa State. 28 points they score on Kansas. In case you're wondering, yeah, it is. New school record. The previous record for points in the first quarter was 26, exactly 50 years ago. That team with Iowa State in 1971 had some names. The head coach, Johnny Majors, would eventually go on to win a national championship with Tony Dorsett and Pitt Panthers. The defensive coordinator for Iowa State in 71, Jackie Sherrill, renowned coach back in the 70s and the 80s. Lachlan still in the game. Bean. Lachlan. And he's hit hard as he lost his footing. Kimani King with the tackle. Down 28-0. This could be 4-down territory. Incomplete. Looking for Trevor Wilson. So 4th down and the decision. What do you do? 4th down and 4. You're already down 28-0. Reese Vernon comes on to kick it away. And the ball spins into the end zone. It'll be a... Now, for you fans of history, you have seen the greatest one-quarter performance in the history of Iowa State football for a quarterback. Brock Purdy, 5 for 5, 96 yards, 4 touchdowns, a passer rating of 525.3. No lie.
525 points. I mean, just add to the long list of records and accolades to Brock Purdy's illustrious career.
Brees Hall. Hall had 51 yards in his first quarter.
Last week, 14 tackles from Detroit King, who has produced a bunch of talented players.
Tougher than woodpecker lips is Rich Miller. Out of the backfield, this is Hall. Short gain again. It's going to bring up 3rd down and manageable. 3rd down and told the highest you can have as a quarterback rating is 700. Wow. So he's got some work to do.
He's got some work to do.
And we've got a whistle and a flag.
False start. Offense. Number 66.
For Purdy.
They put Null in motion. And another flag comes down. Purdy just has to throw it away. And his scholarship is taken away.
Number 66. That penalty is declined. 4th down.
Cameron Shook is going to punt this away. First punt of the game for Iowa State. Fair catch called for and made by Lassiter. All the Ohio State fans are hoping that Oregon is going to run the table and make that loss that Ohio State had against Oregon look a little bit impressive. But Iowa State's defense really good in the first half, historically great in the second half this year.
Yeah, I mean, they had a bad half a week ago, and Coach Matt Campbell was not happy with it. But like I said earlier, he liked the effort. He loved where the force was, how they played. But they just didn't have attention to detail. Early in this game, they have been exceptional on the small details, right? Forcing players inside when you need to. Being in your rushing lanes, not being a hero, right?
21 career sacks for Will McDonald. 3rd down. Tons of time for Bean. Throws a dart, complete, chains will move all the way down to the 30-yard line. That's Trevor Wilson. On 3rd and 10, they pick up 26. This is Neal. Neal with 52 yards on 8 carries before.
Best defensive player in the Big 12 last year.
You talk about these Detroit kids. They make them tough in Cleveland, too. Bean to the end zone. Too strong, looking for Lawrence Arnold. 3rd down and 9. Blitz is picked up. Bean. Look at the wheels. This kid can scoop. He's got the 1st down. Ball's at the 16. Inside handoff, Lachlan. Lachlan another chance. And Matt Campbell, showing off some elite speed of his own, runs down the field to call the timeout.
Desperately designed
right there. All right, we have rain in Ames. You can see it coming down. Already in 28-0 lead for Iowa State. And now Kansas with a 3rd down and 4, needing a score, having to deal with some weather. They've already converted 2 third downs on this drive.
Yeah, but when you get rain, ball security has to be at a premium, and Kansas has already struggled a bit with that early in the game before the rain.
They fake it to Neal. Bean running out of time. Oh my goodness. Intercepted in the end zone. Easy pick, Kimani King. I don't think that Bean had any clue that King was there. Throw it right in his gut. Missed opportunity for Kansas. We'll break it down when we come back to Ames. It's a 28-0 lead for the home team.
That's when I got my interception.
Breece Hall, they fake it to him. Purdy, open man, finds his tight end. Charlie Kohler, 2nd reception for the senior All-American.
Just has to find a way to manufacture some pressure. Is it going to come from Rich Miller? Who is it going to come from where they can put pressure on Purdy?
Breece Hall trying to get his, and a great stop in the open field. Jacoby Bryant came up from his corner spot and tackled one of the most elusive men in the Big 12. 5:50 remaining in our first half. It's been all Iowa State. 4 touchdown passes for Brock Purdy, all of them in the first quarter. They feature Hall again. Slow through the hole. And it'll bring up 3rd down. Grade A beef. Jyrell Brock replaces Hall.
Singled up at the bottom.
Looking that way. And it is caught. Devin Gardner, you're brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, they're motion guys just to see what they're going to get in coverage. They see they're going to have man-to-man, and they like getting the ball to Hutchinson like they did earlier in the game. And it's that same route, right? Attack the leverage of the defender, get outside, and he makes a combat catch right there. Nice throw by Purdy. Very good job to move the chains and get back on schedule of what you want to do, which is run the ball with Brock now.
You called that a combat catch?
Combat catch, right? With attacking defenders, right? Against your body, make the catch in combat mode.
Love it. Play action. Pass is caught. Tariq Milton. First catch of the day for Milton. He's now 9 for 10 passing.
One incompletion, he threw it away, so that was a good play.
Purdy breaks a tackle. Oh, look at Purdy go. Inside the 10, down to the 9. Malcolm Lee fell on him. But Brock Purdy can do everything here tonight.
I mean, I'm going to be as unoriginal as I possibly can. That is a Purdy play by Purdy. He gets up in the pocket. He reverses field. He's finding the way. You got his guys. I mean, Kansas finds a way to cover everyone, and then you have Purdy making a play like this, looking like Lamar Jackson, just a tad less speed.
Got to squint for that.
Those are the type of plays you see from Lamar Jackson and all those talented running around quarterbacks in the NFL.
All right, Breece Hall doesn't have a touchdown so far in the ball game. Breece Hall now has a touchdown in the ball game. 17th straight game that Breece Hall has rushed for a touchdown.
Nothing fancy, just off the left side with Lee Bacher's coming around. He doesn't even have to, he's usually patient and finds the cutback lanes. There's no cutback, right? He just darts right through the middle of the line and gets to the end zone.
Historic career for the junior from Wichita, Kansas. Made the decision to go to Ames, Iowa, and what an absolute brilliant idea that was. One of the all-time greats in the history of that program.
At the next level, they're thinking, great decision maker. Great decision maker. He chose to go to Iowa State rather than Kansas.
3:01 remaining in our first half. Breece Hall and Iowa State putting it on Kansas. Well, Breece Hall making a point here in the first half to get his. After all the touchdown passes by Brock Purdy, the all-time leading scorer with Iowa State coming back with a touchdown. 37th career touchdown, most in the history of Iowa State. Previous record holder, Troy Davis. Heisman finalist back in the 90s. They both wore number 28. Can't figure that out. How's that number not retired?
I mean, at some point it might be now, huh?
All right, Breece Hall, this is your life. We have an offsides. We got a flag down. Let's talk about Breece Hall.
All he does is score touchdowns. And how many? 41 in his career. Good for a school record. Another school record, 37 on the ground. And 17 straight as of today, a Big 12 record.
That is huge. When you consider all the great rushers at Oklahoma over the years, and Texas and Nebraska back when they were in the Big 12.
And he's in some decent company, right?
Wow.
Around the country since 1996, when I was a tender age of 5.
Youngster. Lee Suggs. You can win a lot of bar bets with that. Lee Suggs, 22 consecutive games with a touchdown for Virginia Tech back in the day.
Most
Love a discerning eye. That was Nathan Shieldhouse. I think you may have played against him. Old
Nathan
quarterback at Illinois. Now on the coaching staff at Iowa State. Jason Bean fakes the handoff to Lachlan. Little bit too high, looking for Stephen McBride. This is helping him out.
Third down.
Oh, run pass option.
Yeah.
Did I pass the quiz?
Oh, yeah, without question. You know it all.
3rd down and 8. And a handoff on 3rd and 8. Hard to surprise that Iowa State defense. Gain of 5 by Lachlan, Isheem Young, and others combined for the tackle. 4th down and 4. Iowa State getting greedy. They just called the timeout. They want 2 minutes remaining when they get the ball back. And they're going to have decent starting field position. And 2:02 remaining in our first half. Look at this list of who's studs passing and running in the Big 12 over the years. Brock Purdy has just gone over the 10,000 passing yards mark, so he joins these names as the only men with 10,000 passing yards and 1,000 rushing yards in the history of the conference.
Yeah, and all those young men got a chance at the next level, so that bodes well for the hopes and dreams of Brock Purdy, who Coach Matt Campbell said he is an even more special human being, and love what he's been able to do since his freshman year, helping to develop this program.
Whistles a pass out in space. It is caught by Hutchinson, who goes up. But he was a great quarterback. Hall tackled right at midfield.
At the next level, so much.
Purdy complete to Hall out of the backfield. And it's going to be a pickup of 8. And did they get the line to gain? Yep, they did. It's a first down for Iowa State.
And people at home think, well, you're up 35. Why are you doing it? Well, this is an opportunity to work on your 2-minute offense, work on the different things. Coach Matt Campbell said, we're not there yet. Right? We're not where we want to be, and we need to continue to improve as the season goes on, so at the end we can be exactly where we want to be.
Quick timeout called by Kansas just to try and slow down the charge of Brock Purdy,
who has been exceptional since the very beginning. Remember, started off this day 5 for 5 with 4 of those completions being touchdowns, including that one right there. He's putting on a clinic on how to put the ball exactly where you want it.
The most decorated quarterback in the history of Iowa State Cyclone football. Look at these things. Wow.
Numbers.
Just huge numbers.
Numbers.
We didn't put on there his record in the month of October. They call it Brocktober out in Ames, Iowa. He is 13-2 as the quarterback for Iowa State in the month of October.
All he do is win, 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 no matter what. And the no matter what are those 2 losses.
Both against Oklahoma State.
Yeah. If you remove Oklahoma State from existence, you got
never lost in October, yeah.
Lost in October.
Another open pitch and catch, Xavier Hutchinson. He's had a nice first half, and Purdy continues to throw an accurate ball. Just 1 incompletion here in the first 29 minutes.
Kansas tries to put pressure on them, but they bring it from the safety depth. You're not going to get to them. You have to bring pressure and find a way to manufacture a way to heat Brock Purdy up.
Final minute of our first half, and a little bit too long. Looking for Sean Shaw. Hall in the backfield next to Purdy. Four-man rush. Hutchinson. That'll bring up third down. And the clock stops, 43 ticks remaining. In
routes from that inside receiver.
Over the middle, caught. It's the tight end, Kohler. It's another first down for Iowa State. 16 more yards for Kohler.
You're going to hurry up and maybe clock it here.
And, all right, 8th play of the drive. Already a 35-0 lead for Iowa State. A couple of tight ends in motion. That is Chase Allen and Jared Russ. They put Kohler, the third tight end, in motion. 3 tight ends right side. And they throw to a tight end. It's too high, looking for Kohler.
Well-designed play by Coach Matt Campbell and his staff.
Purdy, the dump down. This is Shaw. He is tackled.
I go timeout here.
Iowa State doesn't have a timeout. This would probably be a pass to the end zone, you'd imagine. Purdy lost it. He lost the ball, but one of his linemen jumps on top of it. They don't have a timeout.
They have 2 plays called. You can't clock it
either.
It's 4th down. They're going to try to run on the field goal. I had this scenario 2013. Northern Michigan, can they get it off?
And they do. Oh, that's impressive.
Very good.
That was impressive.
Very good.
Connor Asali makes it from 26 yards. Now, the kick wasn't hard, but getting everyone set up, that was the hard part, and that was impressive.
Nice.
The offensive leaders for the men from Iowa State. Brock Purdy, close to perfect in his first half. He threw 4 touchdown passes in the first quarter alone. Reese Hall, another touchdown. That's now 17 straight games with a rushing touchdown for him. And the X-Man, Xavier Hutchinson, with a nice start to his day.
Yeah, the X-Man has been the X-factor on the receiving end of those Brock Purdy passes.
Iowa State, 7 drives in the first half, 5 touchdowns, 1 field goal.
Early in this game, you thought we were going to have to start calling Brock Purdy Brock Perfect, because he wouldn't miss.
Programming note for you. Good news for Kansas. Kenny Logan, their safety, leading tackler a season ago. He is on the field right now. Remember, he didn't play in the first half. Logan had a real good ball game against Iowa State a year ago. Picked off a pass and returned a touchdown, 100 yards for a touchdown. 9-yard gain. It's now 2nd and 1. Reese Hall skips forward for the first down. 3 more.
Sean Foster.
Holding. Offense number 75, 10-yard penalty. Still 2nd down.
Johnson being disruptive. 2nd down and 11. And right through the fingers of Hall. 3rd down and 11. Purdy. Not going to get the first down. So a real good job by Kansas to limit Iowa State here to begin our second half.
Now they have it under control, at least in that first drive, and that's the way you want to start a second half.
And the punt goes out of bounds.
Let's see if they don't start it right here with him on the move.
And the ball is bobbled, but that creates space actually for Trevor Wilson. It looked like the bobble kind of threw the defenders off. Designed rollout. Complete. Lassiter. Starting job over last year's starter, Jalen Daniels. Daniels still with the program.
A big part of why he run that job is because of his legs. The addition of his legs. He's a pretty good passer, but his legs make things very difficult for defenses.
1st down and 10. Bean, tons of time. I'll tell you, he's got a nice arm. Pass is complete to Luke Grimm.
When he's
Torrey Loughlin into the game in the backfield with Bean. Now the tight end Mason Fairchild. Give is to Loughlin. Smashes down to the 20. Devin Neal. close to the first down marker, but shy. It'll bring up games in second halves. Good job of plowing forward. That's a kneel first down.
Now he's moving down, but it gets tight down here.
Bean flushed out. First time they've touched it here in the third quarter. Lachlan. He's got a chance. Lachlan, did he? Yes, he.
Iowa State defense.
Extra point is good.
He's done what he can, and his team is playing inspired here in the second half, at least to start.
I think if you're a Kansas fan, you got to really like the resume.
Yeah, without question.
Yeah,
you didn't get the team a bunch.
He's not a silver spoon.
Similar to across the way. Coach Matt Campbell, same type of resume, same type of upbringing, if you will. And look what he's doing with Breece Hall up the sideline.
Breece Hall is finally brought down, but a huge gain. That's going to take him over 100 yards in the ball game.
We've seen all day that Kansas had these soft edges, and it allows for you to hook defenders and get on the outside, and that's what Hall does. He gets the ball, gets vertical, linebackers get sucked inside, and he gets on the outside like a 200-meter dash, and you don't want to give that much space, and for Breece Hall to be touched only 30 yards down the field is not what you want if you're Kansas' defense.
He didn't break the tackle.
Didn't.
He got 41 yards before he was touched and knocked down.
Which we know he's really good at. He's really good at. Make him break those tackles. Don't just let him run free. 8.5. 8.5 per carry. Very nice day by the consensus All-American a year ago.
Tyrell Brock replaces Hall in the backfield. Play action. Purdy. Tons of time. Caught. Tight end Charlie Kohler. When all else fails, throw it to the 6'6", 260-pound tight end.
This
20-yard play. Delayed handoff, Breece Hall. Man.
You wonder why is Ohio State being able to run the ball so well. Caleb Taylor, 6'2", 257 pounds, right? Not a big guy. That's a linebacker.
Breece Hall. Oh, he smelled the goal line, only to be knocked back by Gavin Potter. Third down. Breece Hall already has a touchdown. Fullback in front of him, Jared Russ. Purdy just throws it away.
Conversion.
Iowa State leading by 31, and they're going to go for it on fourth down and goal. Hall, touchdown. Second of the ball game. Eighth rushing touchdown of the season for the junior Breece Hall.
I mean, it's right up the middle. Look here, 250 pounds. There's no way. There's no way you're going to stop this big center, Colin Newell, or even their backup, Joey Ramos, from getting you into the end zone. The goal of an offensive line is to recreate the line of scrimmage, and they do a good job there, and they've been doing it all day because that young freshman, Caleb Taylor, is a little light in the pants.
Connor Asali gets the extra point. And, well, the good vibes continue for Breece Hall. He's been doing it for 3 years. No one's done it better in Ames. Man, there have been some good running backs out of Wichita, Kansas over the years. The latest and greatest, Breece Hall. 17 games in a row, he has had a rushing touchdown. During that window, he leads all of FBS in rushing yards and total rushing touchdowns. Good God.
And obviously he's a smart man. Look at him giving all of his linemen love. Right, knows the camera's following them. Gonna make sure their names are on screen because they're doing their jobs, but I'll give them some lunch. John Foster, Trevor Downing, Colin Newell, Daryl Simmons, and Derek Schreiger doing a great job.
Kansas, last time they had the football, scored a touchdown. And who scored the touchdown, Torrey Lachlan, tackled after a gain of 3. Miles Purchase is considered to be a third-team quarterback. So clearly, there he is. Clearly, Iowa State is going deep onto their bench here in this third quarter, allowing guys to play with a lead of 45-7.
And he did a good job of trying to earn more playing time because he set the edge. You don't see too many cornerbacks setting the edge, and he does that and allows his linebackers to flow and make that play.
Bean, he's got those magic feet. Just ran out of time. Kimani King, an interception back in that first half, pushes him out of bounds. Third down and 4. Bean, incomplete, looking for Arnold. Wow, here come the Cyclones. Wow, they wanted the block. Returnable. Out to the 42-yard lines on that return is Jalen Null. Welcome back, everyone. Brock Purdy, his night may be done. Not sure, but if it is, well, what a night it was. Only 5 incompletions, 4 touchdown passes, all in the first quarter. And he goes over the 10,000 career passing yard mark. Wow, what a day. New quarterback, Hunter Deckers. He is a redshirt freshman from Hawarden, Iowa. That is the western part of the state, Sioux City area. This is a kid with a lot of ballyhoo as a high school player. Massive numbers as a high school quarterback.
He's a big fella.
Well, the first thing he does, hand it off to Eli Sanders. First carry for Sanders, freshman runner from Oceanside, California. The lefty, folks. So that ball's going to come out of a different arm than we're used to.
Yeah, it's going to spin the opposite way when you're a catcher as well.
There's that lefty toss, and it's incomplete.
I'm telling you,
is
it
that a
spins
thing?
the opposite way.
Is that
Absolutely.
a real thing?
I've caught the ball as a receiver from a right-handed quarterback, left-handed quarterback. It spins the opposite way, and it's such
center in the game as well. Johnny Ramos is snapping the ball to Deckers. Hard running, Jyrell Brock. What is it like? Obviously, you were a stud of all studs when you played at Michigan. But what's it like when you come in and get an opportunity to be the quarterback and you have such a big lead?
Oh, man, it's an audition. It's a chance for you to show, because they're going to continue to recruit, right? They're not going to stop recruiting with you like, oh, we like you so much that we're not going to recruit another quarterback. Not only are you fighting for reps and opportunities to prove yourself in that year, but you're fighting for the future. These are my live game reps that I get to show, hey, I could be the future quarterback of this program when Brock Purdy leaves, or Denard Robinson, in my case.
Shoelace.
The man. Silver football winner.
Design quarterback run.
Looking like Shoelace.
Who knew? Hunter Deckers. How do you do?
I think we spoke it into existence. We say Shoelace. He takes it the distance. Hunter Deckers. Coach Campbell said he'd be ready, and that big fellow was rumbling and bubbling. Didn't even have to break a tackle. Straight to the end zone.
41 yards for Hunter Deckers.
Brock Purdy loves it. Uh-oh, there was a mistake on the play. I love Coach Campbell, right? Coaching. Okay, it's a touchdown, but that's not what I want from you. I want you to make the correct decision, but I'm sure he's happy with that touchdown run.
Andrew Mevis, the extra point.
Come in and get you a touchdown. I don't see why not. Follows his lead blockers. I don't know if Coach Campbell was talking about a mistake there. That looks pretty good to me. A design pull for the quarterback with lead blockers coming around, and he hightails it on the way to the end zone. I love it. I love to see a young guy coming in and getting an opportunity and making the most of it. And obviously, Purdy loves the way he's doing it as well. Still coaching. Look at Coach Campbell. Still, I love him. When we talked in the meeting with him, I mean, I was enamored with his ability to be in the moment. He talked about his responsibility. He said, "I take responsibility. Is it scheme, or is it who's out there?" And he said some of the stuff can be scheme, and he took a lot of that on his shoulders from last week's loss. And they've come in and looked like a totally different football team, at least in the first half. This looks like how they looked in the second half of that game last week. And they are loving it. The universal song for fun. The swag surf. Oh, it's nice. When you're up 52-7, I mean, there's going to be a lot of swag surfing on the sideline.
Since Matt Campbell arrived in town, he's the first head coach in Iowa State history to defeat every school in conference. Is that hard to believe?
It didn't happen overnight. And similar to Coach Leipold, he is a worker, and he's worked his way to get to where he is. Started Division III, went to the MAC level, and is now doing at the Big 12 level, and he's still working, right? We talked to him. He is not where he wants to be. His team isn't where he wants them to be, and he has a lot further he thinks he can go.
And you look at the guy, too, and he's obviously in great shape, but most people probably wouldn't assume he was an All-American defensive end.
Right.
Defensive end with that body.
Well, that's always, you always get in shape. Those bigger guys get in shape. It's the quarterbacks like me that eat these snacks all the time, and they start, getting a little bigger. I'm trying to keep my weight down, but those big linemen, they always slim down, right?
I'm sure there's some people out saying, well, he played at Mount Union, Division III. No. He was a scholarship defensive end at Pitt to begin with.
Yeah.
He started playing FBS before going down to the Division III level. Now, this is when he was a Purple Raider at Mount Union.
Stuck
number
out
89.
like a sore thumb.
Look at that. Big man. He obviously committed as a player to have that body. Oh, man. Just ravaging quarterbacks.
Just taking guys to the ground.
That was a Mark
That big
Gastineau.
smile.
Well, as a player at Mount Union, he won 3 championships. As an assistant coach at his alma mater, that's where he got his start working in the coaching ranks, he won 2 national championships. So 5 times he's won the whole ball of wax at the Division III level.
Try to make sure you develop these players with these live game reps that are oh so precious.
Trying to get it to Neal out of the backfield. 2nd down and 10. Neal is swarmed and brought down. It has been all Cyclones. Kansas making a mini run to begin our 3rd quarter, but then Hunter Deckers comes off the pine to electrify the crowd. 4 fingers in the air. 4th quarter when we return. Harrison, sponsored by Samsung Galaxy.
It's been a bit of a rout on the side of the Iowa State Cyclones. The motto of consistency and balance.
Beginning of our 4th quarter, it's a 3rd down and 11, and Bean throws it away. Reese Vernon.
Man, Iowa State's still coming after it.
Hey, look at Vernon. Look at that. They're going to spot it on the half-yard line. Someone Blandino, what do you have, my friend?
Yeah, so the key is it's the football. Does the ball break the plane? And the ball does get into the end zone, but if the kicking team possesses it in the field of play, it's dead as soon as they gain possession. This is close. That's what they ruled, that he had possession of it and then let it go. It doesn't look like he has it long enough to me, though.
Thank you, Dean. All right, so possession of the ball still in the field. Hunter Deckers, 2nd possession as the quarterback replacing Brock Purdy. Brock to the edge. Jyrell Brock finally tackled by Nate Betts. And oh, by the way, he played basketball and football as well. And on the baseball field, he has a 93-mile-an-hour fastball from the left side.
21.3 points per game as a basketball player.
Good count.
And we saw him run.
This is Deion Silas. And Silas finishes off a run. Oh, with a little bit of probably something extra. I don't think he got
there. They didn't call a flag on him, though.
Offense, number 54, 10-yard penalty to the spot of the foul. 2nd down.
Tariq Milton goes in motion. 2nd series for Deckers. This is Milton. Milton dropped one a moment ago from Deckers. This time hangs on and gets it out to the 35-yard line.
The motto of consistency.
Well, they always say you want your teams to get better throughout the course of the year. Now, if you're getting, that record's even more impressive in November. But you're clearly in conference play in October.
Brock Purdy put on a show today. It's really been fun to watch.
Lassiter has to go back to the 20-yard line to field this punt. Lassiter out of bounds at the 45-yard line. And
During the return, holding return team number 88, 10-yard penalty.
this has gone to a new quarterback. Miles Kendrick is going to get some playing time. First thing he does is hand off to Amari Pesic-Hickson.
Entertainers, I don't know, it's amazing. It's outstanding.
All right. I'll give it a try on your recommendation. Because you're
To go back, honestly.
Miles Kendrick, who's got playing time in years past, was a starter at one point for the Kansas Jayhawks, finishing off his redshirt senior season.
Wasn't awful. This Cyclone defense is something to behold. They are talented, and they came in this game not happy. Very upset by the way they played in the first half a week ago.
It's the fourth quarter of a game. They're leading by 45.
And develop the players.
6 tackles tonight for Mike Rose. You know, I make the argument if you're a linebacker, you kind of like playing right now.
Yeah.
You're probably not overheating. You know,
So they need these reps to continue to improve and get better so they can improve upon those great records in the months later. One thing, first half, everybody sat out, so that's one half down. And then you got a bye week coming up. Why not let these guys continue to get reps and play fast and play hard the way Coach Campbell wants them to?
by Oklahoma State.
No walk in the park for them.
That last time out was because we had a man down for Kansas. It was Mike Rose, did he get back in time? That wasn't Mike Rose, that was actually Craig McDonald coming in for
the stepping stool of the SEC, and they go in and beat a power in Florida.
On 4th down and 11. McBride actually had a step, but Kendrick can't hit him.
A bit as well. That Michigan offense and defense is playing the best in the country, I would say.
Oh my, come on.
Hey, I said it.
Holy Brady Hope. What did you just say?
I said it.
Oh my goodness.
I said it.
The ball actually did come out, but it still stays with Iowa State. The ball was fumbled out of bounds. Hunter Deckers remains in the game as the quarterback. Eli Sanders behind him. They fake to Sanders, the lefty. I like this kid.
Yeah.
Pretty nice play. Complete to Easton Dean. That is the first catch of the year for the tight end Easton Dean from Oswego, Kansas. 5.5 left.
I like the control that Hunter Deckers is showing, even in this blowout. This is his audition, like we talked about earlier, and he's in complete control, doing what's asked of him.
It's a big deal. You know, we talk about Matt Campbell winning with the talent that he has, but when you win a recruiting war with a guy who's considered to be the best prospect of any high school quarterback in Iowa history, when you beat out Iowa, when you beat out everyone else in the Midwest, this guy's a national recruit.
Yeah.
When you beat
they look forward to winning more, right? You know, they got Breece Hall, who was the best running back in Kansas, and he's turned out to be a talented runner for them and one of the best in their history.
Now we've gone under the 4-minute mark. Let's see if Deckers takes a shot. Nope, conservative play call, but it's going to be a productive output. Deion Silas, a touchdown. 16-yard scamper for the freshman Deion Silas.
He's running like he's been waiting for this opportunity all year to get the ball. To this point in the season, only 5 carries, 32 yards, but he gets that ball, gets a nice little jump cut, and gets around the edge. Still, to this point in the game, I talked about earlier, Kansas's contained players are not doing a very good job. Their edges are very soft, and we've seen not only Silas, but Breece Hall be able to get on the edge and make plays outside. That's something in the bye week Kansas is going to have to take a look at. Learn to keep contained and not allow plays to get on the outside.
Also, a nice basketball conference too, and I kind of like that basketball-wise. Houston Cougars, good basketball program as of late.
They can hoop.
Had one team.
I once called a state championship high school football game where both teams were named the Panthers.
Oh, goodness.
And I said in the open, I can guarantee you one thing.
Panthers are going to win.
There's going to be the Panthers will win today. So,
in case you're wondering about the nights had by Breece Hall and Brock Purdy, both of them were very good. Brock Purdy's going to finish with 248 yards and 4 touchdowns, no interceptions. Breece Hall went over the 3,000-yard mark in his career. He finishes with 123 yards and 2 rushing touchdowns. He has extended his streak of consecutive games with a rushing touchdown to 17 games. All right. Amari Pesic-Hickson hurdles a man and then is tackled to bring up 3rd down.
great guy, and obviously his resume as a coach speaks for itself.
Oh my goodness, just handed a note. This is a phenomenal one. Iowa State, 59 points they've scored. This is a time high in their series history with Kansas that dates back to the 1800s. In the 101st meeting between these two schools, Iowa State scores the most they've ever scored against the Jayhawks. Tip of the cap to Matt Campbell. Good work by Matt Campbell's Iowa State bunch. After losing a week ago against the Baylor Bears, they come back with their hair on fire and take down Kansas 50.